advice to fresh graduates, new graduates, or people that have just graduated from Medina and they go back home to their respective communities, families, etc. Well, if you've already graduated, then that's one way we can talk about it and discuss it. But if you're about to graduate, that's even better. Because before you graduate, it is upon you to hone your skills. It is upon you to harness your talent. It's upon you to learn how to speak, how to give a khutbah, how to give an actual class, how to give a reminder, how to translate Arabic into English and interpret it. It's upon you to also learn how to counsel people, a man and a woman, a husband and a wife, how to deal with mental illness, drug abuse, gang violence, pornography, alcoholism, domestic abuse. It's all major problems that take place in the households of the people today, Muslim and non-Muslim. So you have to learn how to deal with these things, how to manage these things, even before you leave Medina. Whether that is through phone calls or through social media, people, sending you messages, you helping people out, counseling someone through Skype, for example, or our brothers and sisters who make Hajj and Umrah, and you give them a class in the hotel, you translate a lecture for one of the Arab sheikhs there in the hotel, or you lead them on Hajj, you lead them in Umrah. You have to learn how to do these things before you're out of Medina. Because when you leave Medina, the people look at you and they expect something from you. Mashallah, you were in Medina all of these years. You graduated from the bachelor's program. We're expecting some type of Ibn Taymiyyah to come back to us. And you come back and say, I don't know. I don't have confidence. No one's going to listen to me. You can't even speak properly. That's a problem. That's a problem. And it's not just about talent, but it's about skill and it's about experience. So try to gain some experience. Try Madinah internship, whatever you want to call it, while you're still there. As far as if it's too late, okay, and that ship has already left the dock, left the yard, then there's two ways of looking at it. The first is the Islamic sense, and the second is the general principles of public speaking. So the Islamic sense, make sure that you know what you're talking about. Make sure that you've studied the issue well. And on top of studying the issue and read the issue, prepare well. One of my personal mashaykh in Medina, Sheikh Abdullah Al-Jarbu, hafidhullah, we would go to him and get all types of beautiful advice from him in his house all of the time. And he would give us many things that we wouldn't find in any other place. And from the points that he always gave us, he says, it's for the imam, the graduate from Medina, it's to place a great deal of focus on the Friday khutbah. He said, that's the most important day of the week for you. And that's one of the most important ways of you teaching is the khutbah. And to prepare well for the khutbah, to study it, to rehearse it, to prepare it, and to make it relative and practical, and most importantly, to make it strong. Deliver the message to the people. All right? So make sure that what you've memorized from the Quran, if not the whole Quran, the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, the lines of poetry, the stories of the ulama, of the Salaf al-Salih, that you know it well. Proper pronunciation. You can't get on a minbar misquoting, mispronouncing things. That's going to take the respect out of the people's heart for you. He can't even read Arabic. Why should we even listen to him? So that's a major plague that many students they have. They can't even read Arabic properly. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. They recite the Quran, they misquote it. All right, they mispronounce it. So make sure that your tongue is correct. Make sure that you've made a good khutbah with a good strong introduction that leads you into the main body of the khutbah, and then gently, gradually take them out, as we say, an outro to the khutbah, leading them to the salah. And make practical, real life, relative examples to America, to Canada, to the UK. Don't talk about something, a romanticized story in the Arabian Nights, the desert, something that's real from there to here. Also, is you have to realize that you are a role model, whether you like it or not. Many brothers say, I'm not a role model, I never asked for this, but it happened. If you didn't want to be a role model and a public figure, then you shouldn't have taken that degree. You shouldn't have studied over there for all of those years and built this grand library with thousands of books that you bought. You have to take on a responsibility and realize that you are a qudwa linnas. You are an ummah. You're a leader for the people. So therefore, you have to make sure that your character is upright, steadfast. Your tongue is not crooked. You have to make sure that your actions are right. You have to make sure that your heart is pure and salim, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So a great deal of work has to be paid, or a great deal of focus and attention has to be paid on your heart. And never ever forget yourself. That's in brief. Also, you have to make sure that you take care of your health. Okay? That you sleep properly, you eat, you drink properly. with regards to all other aspects of health, mental, physical, and spiritual. After that, Bidin Ta'ala, make a very important point of dealing with the community is the first thing that you have to gain from your community is not to establish yourself or to teach them this and that book and this aqidah and this ilm. No, is that you have to win their trust. You have to win their respect. And you have to earn and gain their love. 3 tiers now of being a successful imam of a community. Trust, respect, and love. The trust is to show them and to prove to them that you're not trying to deceive them or cheat them, but you're actually someone who's honest and upright. Respect, that is translated through strong knowledge, strong ilm, strong memory, strong ability to quote. You give them solid ilm, in which even if they don't like you, or they want to object to you because you're younger, or you're older, or you're this, you're black, you're white, you're yellow, you're purple, you're green, or you come from Medina, you're a Wahhabi, whatever they say. But there's one thing they can't say about you, that is knowledge is weak. And I'm only speaking off of personal experience. I've been in masjids, people look at me like, what the heck is this young 15-year-old kid doing on the minbar? He's a kid, look at him. He doesn't have a beard, he's skinny. Let alone, he's black, and I'm from Pakistan, I'm from Palestine. I'm from Nigeria, and he's a black American. He's a descendant of a slave. I'm from a noble family in Mali. He can't tell me anything. Or his thobe is short. He studied in Saudi. He's a Wahhabi. He's a Salafi. He's this and he's that. He's an extremist. They can say those things. They can have those things in their minds and in their hearts. But the moment the khutbah starts and I start speaking, by the end of the salah, either it's a total different outlook that he has on me, or at least he still doesn't have to like me, but he's going to what? He's going to respect me. He's going to respect me. So if your knowledge is weak, if your delivery is weak, if you don't have solid ilm, a strongly forged blade, then you can't gain the respect of your community. Last but not least is love. You have to show the people that you really care for them and that you want good for them and that you're trying to, bid'nillahi ta'ala, by Allah's permission, save them and deliver them from Allah's punishment. And that you are happy when they're happy and they're doing well, and when they're sad and when they're injured. You have to show your emotion to them as well. Make yourself available for the people. Make yourself a servant of the people. Don't put yourself as a king or a ruler or a dictator. Make yourself a public servant for the people. And bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, with those good akhlaq, those good intentions, you will steal the people's hearts. And when you have stolen their hearts, metaphorically speaking, when you have their trust, their respect, and their love, they'll eat out of your hand. And whatever you want to teach them, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, they'll allow you to teach them. And if they don't want to learn it, then at least they'll allow their children to learn it from you. So that's very important advice. Last but not least, because there are many things, this is a whole lecture by itself, is to make for yourself, or figuratively speaking, metaphorically speaking, is to recreate yourself. Meaning, take on a disciple. Take on disciples, but make sure that you take the brightest, the sharpest, the most respectful, the most youthful person, and make him a mini version of you. Teach him what you know. Raise him, nurture him, because you're not going to be around forever. Whether you pass, you die, which we all have to face, or you become sick, you have to travel. You need someone that can take your shoe, fill your shoes, take your spot, and take the baton and carry it on to the next generation. These are just a few points. There are many other things that you have to do with regards to establishing a community, what community you go to, being selective, financial stability of the community, physical security of the community, the location of the community, and just knowing the ills of this community and how, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, to attack those ills successfully. There are many other things. This is all we have the time to mention for right now, and Allah knows best.